on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Well, today I am at Cypress Lawn here in Colma. Now, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. I think I have. Cypress Lawn, you know, the location that I'm always at in my videos lately, they've got two locations. One directly across the street from the other. And I'm in the Cypress Lawn over here across the street from the one I've been in previously. So we're gonna walk around in here and take a look at everything and try to find what we can find. I don't come over to this side very often just because sometimes some of the monuments aren't as grandiose and crazy as the other side that I'm always in, but we're gonna take a look over here and check it out and see what we can find. Let's go. This is the final resting place of George Whittle, 1849-1922, and it says, created in the classic Egyptian revival tradition of the New Kingdom era, this granite tomb was erected for San Francisco capitalist George Whittle. It contains more than a dozen of his descendants. He was a capitalist who made his money in banking, railroading, and real estate. Wow, this is insane. And it says, upon his death, he bequeathed 15 miles of Lake Tahoe frontage to the University of Nevada for use as a game reserve. Wow, this is awesome. This thing's gorgeous. Again, these, excuse me, my finger there. Again, these, gorgeous. These doors are awesome as well. And that is the inside. Bunch of family members in there. It's insane. The window in the back is open. There's a glare coming in from the window. It's hard to see. Here's the view from the top steps. This thing is massive. Let's take a walk around it real quick. Give you an idea. Somewhat of an idea how big this thing is. Oh, open window back there. Maybe we can check that out. Gorgeous columns on either side as well. Also on Find a Grave, I found he made his money in real estate during the gold rush. I think I already talked about real estate. As what was one of the founders of the Pacific Gas and Electric Company, PG&E. So somebody who entered his Find a Grave bio found that out about him as well. Interesting character. I have a picture of him that looks like he might have been in the Civil War as well. He was like in some kind of military uniform, possibly, or some kind of war. But yeah, insane. And it seems as though his father Hugh was one of the first arrivals in San Francisco in 1849 and had been a gold rush physician. And here's the inside of it from the open window in the back, looking towards the front door. More than a dozen family in here. So it looks like his father, Hugh, has a pyramid-shaped one that is across the street at the other Cypress Lawn location that I'm always at. So we can go over there at some point, and I could do a little bit on his father, Hugh. But I've seen that pyramid-looking one across the street, and I remember the name on it, and it was Hugh Whittle. So we will check that out at some point in the near future. The DeVoe or DeVoe family crypt area. Nothing really to see. The windows are kind of, I couldn't find anything out on this family either. I know I pronounce things weird sometimes, but the windows are a little hazed up, kind of hard to tell. But yeah, it's kind of hard to see in. Looks like there's a big monument here. Looks like this is the Mason symbol over here on this big monument. Excelsior Lodge, number 166 F and AM. I think let's go around the front of it to see. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's all the, looks like it could be for the little columbarium. There's just a ton of names on this thing, and it's got little compartments. I would assume that's for urns. All numbered too, all the way down. It's a beautiful monument. Just stopped here because this beautiful one just caught my eye. James W. Edwards. Wow, this thing's gorgeous. I love his big. I wonder if there's anything inscribed on the other side. Aha! In memory of Francis Coffin Edwards, 1854 to 1944. And in memory of James W. Edwards, 1849 to 1932. So this is the front of it. It's gorgeous. Here's the final resting place of George Frederick Volkman. He lived from 1854 to 1945. It says the Volkman family plot on the cemetery's west campus, I guess this is the west campus, includes marble benches and an urn. It is one of the more impressive monuments in the section of Cypress Lawn. Volkman, born in Germany, established residence in San Francisco in 1875. He worked as a shipping clerk in the firm of Folger, Schilling and Company, dealers in coffee, teas, baking powder, extracts, and spices. Schilling, we've all heard of Schilling. I think most of us have that in our supermarkets. In 1881, with August Schilling, who became a lifelong friend, the pair started the firm of A. Schilling and Company. After Volkman's death, his family presented 49 acres in Prairie Creek Redwood State Park to the state of California. This became the George F. Volkman Grove. So, worked for Folgers, Schilling, August Schilling, that was the one that has the, they started the spices. I'm sure we've all seen that in our local supermarket. Schilling spices, extracts like vanilla extract. I'm sure you guys have all seen or used at some point in your life. Now, I think he's up here at the top. This is all his family. He's got a lot of family in here. Jeez, yeah. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 11 people in here. So I think George Frederick is right here in the middle. He was, I guess, this is kind of... Yeah, this is George Frederick right here. Kind of hard to see. These things are a little, you know, covered. They just did the grass too, so there's grass all over a lot of them. On Find a Grave, there's only a couple of people in here. His spouse, Louisa Maria Volkmann. She lived from 1863 to 1932, and under children, Johanna Marie Volkmann, 1884 to 1965. And anybody else in here, I guess, at the moment, there's not a whole lot of info. The book didn't even specify of who all these other 11 people, I think it was what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 11 stones in here, and only at least 3 people are accounted for. So the rest are probably just, of course, various family members and probably spouses and of other members and whatnot, my guess. This is Charles S. Moses. Now, I looked in the book, the Cypress Lawn book, found nothing. I looked on Find a Grave, still found nothing on Charles. But this little private crypt is just beautiful. It's got his name above the door there. You can kind of see inside. Obviously, he was somebody in the area, because it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous crypt. Huh. Look at that. Wow. Well, let's go inside here a little bit. So Charles S. Moses, Mary A. Moses, and Helen O'Brien. And Marjorie Brammer Smith. And this is the final resting place of John Allen, December 24th, 1935. And according to the Cypress Lawn book, there is no death date. So I would assume John is still alive. And it says, the Mighty Hawk, as Allen became known by San Francisco associates, was born in Harlem, the Harlem section of New York City. From early childhood, work became his ethic. He sold copies of the Amsterdam, an Afro-American newspaper, shoveled snow, shined shoes outside Yankee Stadium. He was the youngest of 3 brothers brought to California by their mother in 1943. Allen dropped out of Polytechnic High School in San Francisco short of graduation to become a laborer. While learning the art of construction, he was employed by the Public Housing Authority. One of his major jobs was San Francisco General Hospital. Known for his hard work, Allen purchased real estate until ultimately he owned a dozen sizable properties. Successful, he was able to retire after 25 years during the early 1990s. Allen acquired property on the west campus of Cypress Lawn. There he had a private mausoleum built for himself, his family. Allen's grandmother, mother, and stepfather are entombed therein. Cremated remains of his deceased father were brought from New York in a Bible-shaped urn. The vault is notable for the 4 black columns marking the entry and a pair of black sphinxes flanking the door, etched in granite. Above the door is a bird with outstretched wings, beneath which are the words, "The Mighty Hawk." The site includes rose bushes, a meticulously landscaped area. Allen, who is very much alive, is the only African American to own a mausoleum anywhere in the town of Colma. Wow. That's an interesting character, an interesting little bit of fact about him. But can't see through the doors, though. I don't think. It's little. There's these structures. There's the roses that are around here. Very nice. Like they said, it's very nicely landscaped. Gorgeous. But he is not yet deceased. His family's in here, but he is not yet. But it's gorgeous, but can't really see in. As you see on the grass down below, They got cypress lawn in the cut into the lawn, into the grass. I do believe sometimes, I think what they do is plant flowers, and then when the flowers all grow in, it's all a nice colorful display that says cypress lawn on the hill. And here is the final resting place of Hiram Warren Johnson. He was born in Sacramento, California, September 2nd, 1866. Died Washington, D.C., August 5th, 1945. And he was the governor of California, 1910 to 1916, and a United States Senator from California, 1917 to 1945. Stone is beautiful. Got the flag, and the California flag on the top. The American flag and the California flag. And it says on the bottom here, without a sign, his sword the brave man draws and asks no omen but his country's cause. And then it says under there, this single faith in life and death and all eternity, the people, Lord, thy people, are good enough for me. Beautiful monument. Mason symbol as well. This one is beautiful on the inside. There's a little bit of water on the floor. I guess the sprinklers shoot in here. This is the final resting place of Daniel Murphy, born in 1863, died in 1919. It says this elegant granite mausoleum, designed in 1921 in the form of a French Gothic chapel with a pitched green bronze roof, was erected for San Francisco dry goods merchant Daniel Murphy, who had played a major role in the development of the West. The tomb appears to have been inspired by the famed chapel of St. Hubert in the city of Amboise, France, where Leonardo da Vinci is interred. 3 magnificent stained glass windows in the vault were the creation of Boston glass impresario Charles J. Connick, one of the foremost artisans of this day, who directed the creation of stained glass windows for San Francisco's Grace Cathedral. So, dry goods merchant Daniel T. Murphy lived from 1863 to 1919. So it looks like 1921 this place was designed, so they must have had him elsewhere until this was completed. They said this is a Gothic-like chapel design. It is beautiful. And above the door, there's some sculptures above the door here as well. This is just gorgeous. I'm gonna try to zoom in on this one to see if we can get there's the crows. Try to get a better look at this. Wow, they're flying high today, these crows. That's a sculpture above the door. Wow. I don't think they like me being here. We'll get one last look at the inside. I think Daniel is on the left. It's kind of hard to see in here through the other side is actually glass. This side is actually open to see inside. But it's beautiful. I love the altar straight ahead. It's gorgeous. Man, somebody has gotten into these crows. They keep flying overhead here yelling. Maybe they don't like me talking about Daniel. I don't know. But I'm gonna get out of here now. I don't seem to be very welcome over here by the crows. And I don't know if you can see from here, but there's the green roof they were talking about in the book. This is the final resting place of John A. Buck. He lived from 1841 to 1923. It says in the book here, Egyptian-style columns and a pair of traditional Egyptian sphinxes mark the entry to this stately mausoleum designed by San Francisco architect Hubert A. Schmidt. The structure of California granite is highlighted by doors, window frames, grillwork, rosettes, and door handles, all in bronze. Buck was founder of the German bank that later became San Francisco Bank. He was a director and a major shareholder of Matson Steamship Navigation Company. Working with Klaus Spreckels, he had significant control of Hawaiian sugar production. Included in the family vault is John A. Buck Jr., a millionaire sugar, alcohol, and banker, and a second son, Walter Ehlers Buck. Walter Buck had been president of California Place of the Legion of Honor and owned 52,000 shares of stock in Matson Steamship. He lived at 3800 Washington Street in San Francisco, and it looks like he died 1930, born in 1886. So that was the that's the Buck family there. Let's check out these sphinxes on the side here. This is just awesome. I love stuff like this. So detailed too. Let's see if we can, I don't know, we can see inside. The windows look a little hazy, but this is just gorgeous. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see in here. Windows. Yeah, they're just super hazy. But gorgeous. That's the view from the top steps. And in here with him was his spouse, Margaretha Matilda Buck. Of course, his children, John Buck Jr., Emma Buck, Walter Ehlers Buck, and Viola Buck Wright. So Emma was born in 1869 and died in 1936. Walter was born in 1884 and died in 1966. And Viola was born in 1899 and died in 1963. And his spouse, Margaretha, was born in 1861 and died in 1933. A little bit more info, exactly who was in here as well. Well, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for coming out with me on this adventure. I rarely get over to this campus of Cypress Lawn. This is, like I said, directly across the street from the one that I'm always at. I've been over here a couple times, but I haven't been over here a whole lot. And I found a lot of interesting people today. Governors, people who worked for Folgers, started the Schilling Spice Company. Just, you know, interesting people, you know. And I need to come over here more often because there's some interesting stuff here. All right, guys, thank you all so much. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel. If you're digging this video, give it a thumbs up. If you can, share my videos, guys. My social media links and all my links are down below in the description box. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. TikTok, I'm on there. And even though some people think that's TikTok isn't much of a platform, I'm on there as well. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later.